is your 2-minute warning. 2 minutes! If you haven't already, please turn on your cameras. Visibility is accountability. Get that last bit of hydration and get your notepad and pens ready. We'll see you in 1 minute and 45 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Virtual GoPro 2021, where today's top network marketing professionals are born. Are you ready? Are you ready? Please welcome to the stage your host, Fabian Fitzner.
Good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Daniel Ritz, I can see you. Good morning. Amber Treat, I can see you. Julie Bauer, I can see you. Cassandra Merriman, how are you? How are you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, fellow network marketers from all around the world, it is time for the Virtual GoPro 2021. Guys, I'm so excited for the next 3 days because I know this event is going to change lives. New leaders will be born. New ranks will be hit. New dreams will be fulfilled. This event is one of a kind, and I'm so excited to share the next 3 days with you. You will hear from some of the most amazing speakers in the network marketing industry. You will have several sessions with, I like to call him the godfather of network marketing, Mr. Eric Worre himself. We will have several keynote speakers who are masters at their craft. You will hear from Marina Worre as well. So we have some very, very exciting days ahead of us. But before we start, what I love the most about the network marketing industry is we're all family. We're all one big team. We're one big community. We share the right mindset, the same values. Right now, we might all be strangers, but at the end of this event, we will all be family. And I want to quote one of my very dear friends, Fraser Brooks, and you will see him later on. He always likes to say, network marketing turns strangers into friends and friends into family. And I want to speed up that process today a little bit. So if it's okay for you, by show of hands, tell me if we take 2 minutes, that 60,000 people learn more about each other and we all speed up the process. Is that fine with you? Please show your hand. I can see you. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Perfect, awesome. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Sandeep. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. On the count of 3, you will just type your name into the chat. You also can write your name down on a piece of paper and you can hold it into the camera if you want to. So it will be seen on the big screen as well, okay? On the count of 3, I want to see the chat explode. I want to see your name on the screen. Are you guys ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Type in your name, type in your name. Oh, look at that. Jeffrey, Cynthia, Deborah, Raquel, Laura, Carly, Shanti, Kelly, Valerie, Jennifer, over here, Felipe, Guillermo, Tony. Man, 60,000 people writing your name. How crazy is that? Show some love, guys. Show some love. Hit those like buttons. Amazing. Here's number 2. Now we know how we all called, we know our names, but we don't know where we are from. So the second thing is, on the count of 3, I want you to type the country where you are from. And we have more 100 countries today live, so please, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Which country are you from? Australia, USA, Canada, Israel, United Kingdom, Malaysia, Germany, Iceland, Tahiti, Romania, Malaysia, USA again, Philippines, Sweden, Belgium, Jordan, Cancun. Amazing. But Cancun isn't a country, isn't it? But it's a very nice place anyways. Yeah. So guys, super excited. Thank you very much for sharing. And here's one last thing I'm going to ask from you. This time on the count of 3, I want you to type, what do you expect from this event? But I want you to use just small words, 1, 2, or 3 words. For example, be a leader, fulfill my dream, become a network marketing professional, be motivated, be inspired, things like that. Are you ready to do that? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Overcome fear, grow, believe, be motivated, clarity on goals, momentum, become a pro. Let's go. Inspiration, be inspired, growth, momentum, learn the skills, get motivated, how to be a leader, be inspired, become a pro, change your life. Guys, you are amazing. Thank you very much for working with me this morning. Now it's time to introduce myself as well. My name is Fabian Fitzner. I'm a fellow network marketing pro as you, but this weekend I will be your MC and host. So that means we will spend some time together. I would love to tell you a little bit about my story and my past very quickly, because this event has changed my life. And the story I'm about to tell you, I call it the story of the leather jacket. And I have the leather jacket actually over here. I brought it as a little prop to remind me how powerful those events are. 8 years ago, I was a classical entrepreneur. My wife and I, we had fitness clubs on Canary Islands. We did that business quite successfully, but then financial crisis hit. How many of you remember the big recession between 2009 and 2012? By show of hands, or type in the chat. Okay, you just outed yourself that you're over 30 years old. Okay, the young guys don't remember. I'm 40 years now, so yes, I do. So what happened is, we couldn't afford to pay our employees anymore, so because of that financial crisis, nobody came to the gym. So we needed to take a decision, and we said, you know what, let's move on. And I looked around and I found network marketing. And I was so amazed by that industry that we said, hey, let's sell the gyms and let's go all in. Take the money from the sale and live 2 years of that money and build it big. Was a great idea, right? So we moved back from Canary Islands, from Spain to Germany. And the plan was pretty well. The only thing we didn't plan was that the guy we sold the gym to had a different plan. He never paid us. So we moved back to Germany, and we had zero money on the account, and we had zero network. But we had a dream. We had a vision. But to be honest, for around 1.5 years, I was struggling a lot. I thought I know what to do. I was driven, but I just didn't have the tools. So my mentor came one day and said, we need to fly to the United States. There's a generic event going on. There's a guy, he will teach you everything you need to know to become a network marketing professional. Sounds great. Thought like my mindset, I'm in, but how? I didn't even have money. How can I pay for a hotel? How can I pay for a flight, flying from Germany to the US? But you know what? As an entrepreneur, you don't focus on problems. You focus on solutions. We had a flight attendant on the team. And she made it happen that we could fly on what's called standby. For those of you who are not familiar, that actually means the flight attendant says, hey, I want to jump on that flight. If there's a free spot, can you take me? So we're sitting at the airport just waiting and hoping that any flight will actually have a spare seat so we could fly. First one went off, second one worked. So we went in, and we had an amazing seat. It's called the jump seat. I don't know if you heard about that. The jump seat is the little seat you actually flip down on taxi, takeoff, and landing where the flight attendants sit. So they had a few of them because the crew was not fully packed, which means we were standing for 12 hours on the airplane. But hey, we made it to the US for a very, very cheap price. We shared a hotel room with 3 big dudes and 1 queen-size bed because we couldn't afford it, but it was worth it. The event really changed my life. I finally knew what to do. I went home and I started working. But before I went home, I went to a mall because you need to know here in Las Vegas, there are amazing outlet malls. So I went to the mall and I couldn't shop because I didn't have money. So I walked through the mall and I've seen that leather jacket store. And that's where the leather jacket comes into play. I walk in and I see that jacket I always wanted to have. But in my country, it's like $300. I couldn't afford that. But hey, it was an outlet store, $60 only. So I called my wife and I said, Nika, her name is Veronica, shout out to Veronica, sitting in Dubai right now. Thank you. Babe, I need that jacket. I sent her a picture and he says, no. And you know who the boss is in relationships, right? So we just cannot afford it. If you buy a jacket for $60, we just spend everything we had for that flight. We won't have enough afterwards, maybe for food next week. I bought it anyways. I went home and we had a big fight about it. And the only fights we had in our career were always about money. And I don't know if any one of you guys can relate, but if the financial situation is not good, you start fighting very often in relationships. So I started to apply everything I learned at that event. And I started to grow, and for the next 2 years, I was all in. I didn't even think about the jacket anymore. And it was working. We reached one of the highest ranks in our company. 2 years later, actually, we hit our 7 figures for the first time, accumulated, and it was a blast. And then we had a company convention back in the US. So we flew out. This time, we didn't fly on the jump seat. This time, we flew business. We participated at the event. It was amazing. And afterwards, before we flew home, we actually also went shopping. This time, I bought 3 suits. My wife bought a few dresses. We had a lot of shoes, you can imagine. And as we're leaving that mall, fully packed with bags, and walking towards the exit, I had to stop and I looked to the right, and guess what I saw? It was exactly the same mall I was in 2 years before. And I turned to the right and I see that leather jacket store. And I drop all the bags, and I start crying, and I realized how much my life has changed due to that single event. So, my wish for you is exactly that. I know this event can and will change your life if you are ready to go all out, if you are ready to put in the work. We have seen it so many times. Okay, guys, we have to go into a few things, a little bit of housekeeping now, make sure that everyone knows like how the thing works here during the next days, during this morning. And first of all, I would also welcome all the Facebook viewers out there. We have a free stream right now for the first 2 hours. Welcome, guys, on Facebook, on YouTube, and so on. We're excited to have you here. A very, very important thing. This is a no recruiting zone, okay? This is a safe place. That just means We know everybody loves their company and their badges and their products and their shirts, but if you are in an open room, not in a company room, that's fine, but if you're in an open room, please make sure, do not share any links, do not put your company stuff and everything into the camera, okay? Let's keep the integrity of that event because we all want to grow together. So, do I get a yes from everybody? Can we just have a 1 in the chat if you agree? Just type a 1 in the chat if that's fine for you. Thank you very much. Awesome. The next thing is you have to be present. What do I mean by that? Turn your phones off because it's so easy to be distracted. I know you're in the comfort of your home. Everybody's sitting in front of the computer right now, and maybe the kids are screaming in the back, the pet is running around, the neighbor is having a construction place in his apartment, whatever. Turn your phone off. Do whatever you can to be the next 3 days present. Also, sit your family down. Talk to them. Hey, for the next 3 days, actually, I have to be in this event focused, present, because I want to change our lives. So involve them in the whole thing. Stay focused. Don't let the chat be a distraction. I know it's very cool to talk with all the people in the chat and actually have an answer to every question, but again, don't start chatting for the chat, okay? Stay very focused on what you learn here. So next thing, if you're hungry, my advice would be just order Uber Eats or any other delivery service, but don't go in the kitchen and start cooking, even though I'm pretty sure some of you are very good cooks and chefs, right? And the next thing, and that's one of my absolute favorites, 100%. I need you to agree that we will give 100%. And I will tell you why. I will tell you why. I know you guys want to learn. But sometimes we have to trick our mind and we have to trick our body. So what happens right now, you are in what we call the attention mode, which means you are in attention. You want to learn. You're focused, you're present, everything's fine. All the information goes straight into your brain and it will be saved. But you know what happens after 45 minutes? Your state will change. Your state will change into something what I like to call the movie mode. And you might relate to that, the movie mode. Everything becomes a little more comfortable. You lean back. Information is not getting into the brain anymore. 45 minutes later, you're going to change again, and this time into something that is called popcorn mode. And the popcorn mode looks a little bit like that. So information is like popcorn actually slamming against your head. Another one passes left, another one passes on the right, but it's not getting in there anymore, okay? So that's why we're going to do a lot of exercises. And trust me, we need to do those exercises together. So what we're going to do now is like one exercise you will see me doing with you all weekend long, and this one is pretty easy. So what I'm going to say is, please everybody I'm going to do a double clap, up. I want you to do the double clap with me, and then you stand up with 100%. Can we do that? All right, here we go. So please, everybody, stand up. There we go. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys, so that wasn't really 100%, but as we're standing already, let me show you why it's so important to give 100%. So as we're all standing right now, please slowly sit down, but only 99%. Sit down 99%. You can touch the chair, but don't sit down. Just touch it, keep in the position. How many of you want to give 100% now? Okay, give 100% and just sit down. Perfect. Awesome. So you see, it's very important to give 100% at all times because the speakers will do the same for you. Next one, you have to show up. Be there. You paid for the ticket, you want to change your life, so make sure you don't miss any session because the sessions build up on each other. To miss a little is to miss a lot. Have water and snacks nearby. Also stay connected. If you're in our Facebook groups and Telegram groups, make sure, because there we will have updates for you during the event. Be on the laptop, not on the phone. Have your cameras on at all times. Have your audio on at all times. And your go-to source, and you will see that now on the back, is your dashboard. The dashboard is where everything lives this week. You will have PDFs, the help desk, the support, and you will have different resources. And now, ladies and gentlemen, one last announcement before we get the first speakers on stage. We have a lot of amazing giveaways today. So make sure that you're always on time, because those giveaways will always be given away to those who are actually on time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the crew is ready. The speakers are ready. Network marketers around the world, are you ready? Then please welcome on stage the two people who changed the network marketing world not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first time by launching the book GoPro 7 Steps of Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. The second time by inventing GoPro Recruiting Mastery. And the third time by inventing Virtual GoPro. Here are for you, Eric and Marina Worre!
Network marketing history, you're all part of it. Let me see some hands. Let me see some hands. If you're ready to go, you're ready to make this go. Angela's kind of thinking about it. She's moving the hands, but just kind of. Great to see everybody. We're excited. This is going to be the most epic 3 days you've ever been a part of. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be special. But to start this off, let me introduce and have her open up the show. This is really the house that Marina built. This studio was built a year ago as a kind of a response to COVID, but it's turned into a global phenomenon. So Marina Worre, give her a round of applause, everybody.
So first of all, I just want to say that I'm so blessed and I'm so excited for next 3 days, because we have people from all over the world. I don't even know how many countries we have. We have almost 70,000 people who connecting us from all the continents, from pretty much every country, and we're translating it in multiple languages. But what I'm most excited about is this event is about the breakthrough, the transformation that it's going to happen for all of you for the next 3 days. It's going to be so powerful and so amazing. Like Fabian said, if you play full out, if you give your 100%, you will be amazed how much you can transform in the next 3 days. Because this studio just happened to be one of the, like Eric said, the responses to COVID situation. And because, you know, we had an event that we were hoping to have live, and then the whole pandemic changed everybody's lives, and we're still dealing with this problem. But what we did is we created the opportunity for all of us to come together. And I'm sure you already heard that from Eric before, the formula for success that he and I share together. It's say yes, tell the world, and figure it out. So what I want you to think about in the next 3 days, who do you want to become? Who do you want to become in your network marketing career? Who do you want to become in your life? Who do you want to become as a spouse or as a significant other, for your friends, for your family, for your team? And say yes to that person. Say yes to that person. Say yes to those dreams. Say yes to all the transformation that it's about to happen. Don't worry about how. A lot of people confuse the two, and they want to think about like, oh, how it's going to happen, how I'm going to make it next rank, how I'm going to achieve the next income level, or whatever it might be. Don't worry about the how. Just make a decision what you want it to be, what your dream is, what your life look like, and who do you want to become. And during those 3 days, we're going to help you. We're going to equip you with the tools and ideas necessary so you can go out, and after those 3 days, don't do it yet, but 3 days from now, go out and tell the world. Tell the world about your dreams. Tell the world about who you're about to become, and then figure it out. So, Eric, this is your show. I'm a guest. So I'm giving it back to you.
Everybody give Marina Worre a big round of applause. You don't know how much goes on.
Let's crush it.
She makes it happen. Love you. All right. Okay, if you're excited, if you're ready to get into some training, if you're ready to start this process, put a number 7 into the comments. Let me see all the 7s. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Cool, 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 cool. Very exciting. You know what's so fun? As I'm looking at all of you up on the screen, I see people driving. Please be safe while you're driving. I see people with kids. I see people with pets. If you have one of your pets, show your pets up on the screen. If the kids are around, show the kids. If your spouse is around, show your spouse. But it's great to see everybody all around the world. As Marina said, we have approximately 70,000 people from over 100 different countries around the world. I looked 2 days ago and I lost count, but it has to be 1,000 different companies that are represented. People didn't think this was even possible to do, to bring a group of people together like this around the world. So I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of the team for helping to make this happen. And I want to start this process by, number one, telling you network marketing is not perfect. It has its challenges. It's judged. It's misunderstood. It's emotional. It's hard sometimes. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, there is no better place to be on earth. There's no better situation for the average person to express their entrepreneurial hopes and dreams than this profession. There's no place ever. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with anyone. I will debate anyone, anytime. There's no better opportunity. And there's a phenomenon happening in the world today. You know what that phenomenon is? People went home because of the pandemic, and they stayed home. They said, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to that job that doesn't appreciate me. I'm tired of selling myself at 5% of my potential or 10% of my potential. I found a way to be able to work from home. There's never been a more golden time for network marketing than right now, than this moment. Never, ever been a more golden time, because the whole world is searching for a way to be able to earn from home. You have a gift. It's like there's been a global flood. And in that global flood, we have an unlimited supply of life rafts. And all we have to do today to be successful, we don't have to be tremendously gifted. We don't have to be unbelievably talented. You know what we have to be? Busy, active. We have to be talking to people. There's people within 1 mile from you. There's people that are friends with you on social media or follow you on different platforms. There are people right now that are praying for a solution to the situations that are going on in their lives. And you have the solution. So, number one, we have to be busy. Number two, you need to be proud that we're in this great spot. But I will tell you this. What we're going to do over these 3 days is we're going to equip you. We're going to empower you. We're going to help you become prepared to take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you. Some of you have been operating below your potential, and you're sick of it. Raise your hands if you're sick of operating below your potential inside of this profession. You're already in. Now, what are we going to do in order to be able to make this amazing, right? So that's what this is all about. And I want to start today by giving you 7 different, there's a little echo issue. They're addressing it. They'll make it work. They'll figure it all out. It's better? Tell me if it's, give me a number 1 in the comments if it's better now. Cool, cool, cool. All right, cool. So some of you needed to hear what I just said twice, so you got to hear it through the echo. Twice. Anyway. Listen, the biggest thing, guess what today is about? The biggest thing that changed my life in network marketing. I'm going to give you 7 steps to going pro, But the biggest thing by far is what happened to me. It took me 3.5 years of full-time working in network marketing to get to this stage. But you know what the stage was? I was frustrated. I was full-time. I was frustrated. I was blaming everybody else for my lack of success. I was complaining about my situation. I was beating myself up. Maybe I'm not right for this. And I remember sitting in an event just like this. Well, not just like this, but a big event, okay? A big event. And I said, you know what? I'm going to become world-class at this business. I'm going to become an expert, not just in theory, but in practice in this profession. Because I was watching people walk across the stage, and I said, why not me? And I made a decision. What I want you to understand today and this weekend is about you making a decision. Now, I thought that I'd made a decision a bunch of times because I'd been involved full-time in network marketing for 3.5 years. I thought I made a decision, but in truth, there were some things that could knock me out. If my top person on my team quit, or if my upline was mean to me, or if I wasn't appreciated appropriately, or whatever it was, there was something that could knock me out of moving forward in my business. When I made the decision, I got to tell you something. When I made the decision, Esther, when I made the decision, Chelsea, when I made the decision, Ania, when I made that decision, guess what happened? All the fear and doubt and insecurity left my body. It was gone. I made the decision and I had a plan. I was able to move forward once I made the decision. Things became clear. The decision's really hard to get to. Some of you, that decision might be made some point during these three days. Some of you have made it already. Some of you are going to make it a week from today. But once you make it, I went from a 6-figure earner to a 7-figure earner in 18 months. Once I made the decision. Oh, that's not true. Not 18 months. 3 years. It took me 3 years to get to 7 figures from just barely at 6 figures. But I went from struggling, hoping to get lucky, to having a plan. So decision is everything. Write that into your notes. Make a decision. There's a lot of decisions you're going to need to make over the course of this weekend in terms of how you're going to move forward in your business. Now, let me get into the 7 keys. Now, decisions involved in all of them, but the 7 keys for you going pro. Number 1, and these are not in any necessarily order of importance, but these are 7 things that I've seen that make a difference for people as they're building their network marketing business. Number 1 is environment. Your environment will have a dramatic impact. And what do I mean by your environment? I mean the people that you allow into your life, the influences that you allow into your life, the sounds and the visuals that you allow into your life. For some of you, your environment is not serving you. Binge watching Netflix or listening to negative voices in the world or divisive voices in the world is not serving you. Some of you are hanging around people that are specifically trying to hold you back. Your environment is critical. So it has to do with your associations, the people you spend time with. It has to do with shielding yourself from negative influence and inputting as much positive influence as you possibly can. And it has to do with your community. Your community. For these 3 days, we're all part of this community. But when these 3 days end, you need to make sure that you're involved in a community that will support you and push you to do what you're capable of doing. So your environment's very, very important. You've got to take charge of your environment. You have to take charge of your environment. So that's number one. Number two, skills. Your skills. When people ask me, what should I do? I'm just getting started in network marketing. What should I do for success? My answer is always the same. Learn the skills. Learn the fundamentals that you need to understand when it comes to finding prospects and inviting them to take a look and presenting to them in a way that they can understand it. Educating the world, which is what we do. How to follow up, how to answer questions, how to overcome objections, how to close, how to get customers signed up, how to get distributors joining your organization, how to get people started effectively, how to promote events. Those are the 7 fundamental skills. But you need to learn about duplication. You need to learn about promotion. You need to learn about the things that will serve you. And here's why. Here's why this is so important. The reason why skills are, in my opinion, one of the most important keys to going pro is because when you become skilled at something, your confidence goes up. The tiniest little thing. And when your confidence goes up, you take more action. And when you take more action, you get more results. And it makes you want to go learn more skills. If you're just out there trying to get lucky, if I learned how to tell my story when I first got involved in network marketing. That was my first little skill. I learned how to tell my story. And once I got it down and I practiced, I got it down, I was able and I was willing to tell it to more people. I told my story to my family. I told my story to my kids. I told my story to my spouse. I told my story to my downline. I told my story to prospects. I told my story anywhere I could possibly tell my story. I tell it at the beginning of a phone call. I tell it when we sat down for coffee. I would tell it when we start a little presentation. I tell it everywhere. So skills build confidence. Confidence causes you to take more action. Action causes you to get more results, and it's a virtuous cycle. Up, up, up you go. The second thing I got to tell you is there are different skills for different seasons in network marketing. A lot of people don't realize this, but it's the truth. 3 broad stages in a network marketing career. 3 broad stages in a network marketing career. Stage number 1, $0 to $100,000 a year. And guess what this stage is defined by? Learning the basic fundamental skills and working your butt off. That's what that stage is defined by. And it's a little bit of a mind trick, because when you join network marketing, they tell you, well, you're going to have time freedom, and you're going to have residual income, and you're going to have duplication, and you're going to have all this stuff. Guess what? In stage 1, you don't get any of that. All you get is hard work. Hard work. And your life is going to swing out of balance. You're not going to have time freedom in the first stage. You got to work your butt off, and you have to learn the skills. Okay? That's what stage 1 is defined by. Stage 2, broadly speaking, is 100,000 to 1 million. And let me tell you what that stage is defined by. It's defined by duplication and promotion. You can't just keep working hard with the basic fundamental skills and hope to go to 1 million. You can get to 100,000, but to get to 1 million, you're going to hear from tons of $1 million earners over the course of these 3 days. To get to 1 million, you've got to learn how to duplicate yourself, and you have to learn how to promote within your organization. Promote events, promote your product, promote your system, promote your tools, promote your company, promote an activity. You got to learn about duplication and promotion. You got to lean into that in addition to the fundamental skills. And phase 3 in your network marketing business, phase 3 in your network marketing business is 1 million and above. 1 million and above. Now, to grow your business, once you're at 1 million, it's not just about duplication and promotion anymore. It becomes about leadership development in yourself and leadership identification, mentorship, and communication on your team. The duplication of more leaders on your team. The more true leaders you have on the team, the higher your income can go. Going from the million to 2 million, 2 million to 3 million, 3 million to 4 million, that all has to do with leadership in yourself and leadership duplication on your team. So throw into the chat, what stage are you in right now? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3? Some 1s, some 3s, some 2s. Congratulations, 3s. And I gotta ask, how many of you that are in stage 1 are ready to make a decision to get yourself into stage 2? Show me some hands if you're ready to get yourself into stage 2. Let's get that 6-figure thing done. And how many in stage 2 are sick and tired of sitting around at that 6-figure thing? You want to get the 7-figure thing done. How many people would like to do that? Let me see some hands, some of the 6-figure earners. I see you. Let's get that 7-figure thing done. All right, so skills. Environment's number 1. Skills number 2. Third thing, you need to learn now more than ever. You have to learn to adapt to change quickly. Most people hate change. Guess what the best entrepreneurs in the world do? They adapt to change quickly. What did we have to do? It was September of last year, and we had GoPro coming up. We saw what happened in the world, and we made a decision, and we built this studio in order to be able to reach the world. That's an example of adapting to change quickly. But today, in network marketing, guess what? If you're not actively utilizing social media, if you're not actively utilizing technology, if you put your head in the sand and you're waiting for things to come back to what they used to be, you're going to get demolished. Right now, network marketing is a tale of two cities. There are those who are waiting for face-to-face to come back. They're praying for it to happen. And those who have just adapted quickly and said, I'm going to utilize social media. I'm going to, yes, when we can get back face-to-face, I'll still utilize that. But you got to learn. If TikTok is where people are getting recruits, we got to talk about TikTok. I don't care if you like it or not. We have to adapt. We have to adapt to different strategies. We have, just like we've adapted to Zoom in order to be able to connect with people, we've got to adapt. So what I want you to pay attention to, this key, adapting to change quickly. You need to prepare yourself and to prepare your teams, because who knows what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. There'd be holograms walking around on the sidewalk. We don't know. We have no idea. But wherever it goes and whatever we need to do in order to be able to serve our teams and reach our community and help people with our opportunity, we've got to be willing to adapt quickly. Some of your compensation plans in your companies need to change because the times have changed. And you've got to, instead of fighting that and being afraid of it and being scared and having a scarcity mentality, you've got to embrace the fact that some change is going to need to happen. Your products may need to change. The commissions on those products may need to change. 1,000 things could happen, but here's the thing. If you decide right now, I'm going to be ready to change, I'm going to pay attention to what's working in the world right now, and I'm going to prepare my team to be the fastest team in the world when it comes to accepting new things and moving into the future. Show me some hands if you're ready for that. Come on, let me see. Be ready for change. Key number 4, self-investment. Self-investment. Why is this so important? Here's why this is important. You're the asset. You are. It's not the building, and it's not the inventory, and it's not the employees, and it's not the infrastructure. It's you. Show me somebody who does not invest in developing themselves, and I will show you somebody who's operating at 2% of their potential. It makes no sense. Now, you're all here, so you've already agreed with this concept. Hey, I'm going to invest in 3 days. I'm going to invest in growing my business. But you've got to learn some new skills. You need to surround yourself with excellence. You need to make sure that you are operating at your prime. One of my son's best friends plays football in the NFL, okay? And his whole career is based upon the health and the strength of his body. Pull one muscle, and he doesn't get paid. Twist one ankle, and he doesn't get paid. He has to invest in the development and the protection of his body in order to be able to perform. You've got to invest in the development and the protection of your mind, your skills, your strategy, in order to perform at a higher level. And some of you were willing to, how many of you, raise your hands if you went to university, you went to college? Raise your hands, let me see. And put into the chat, how much did you pay to go to college? How much did you pay? Put it in the chat. Let me see. 290,000, 80,000, too much, 65,000, 150,000 in debt, 6 figures, thousands, 25,000, 150,000. Now, how much have you invested in yourself in network marketing? Put that number into the chat. Be honest. Look at the difference between these two numbers. Okay? Now, what did your college degree create for you? The degree itself. What did it create for you? Most of you aren't even using your degree. For most of you, having the degree didn't even get you the job. For most of you, it certainly didn't help you keep the job. But developing the skills here, you can go from phase 1 to phase 2 like that if you develop you. You can go from phase 2 to phase 3 like that. If you treat yourself like an income-producing machine that needs to be refined, honed, developed. Think about this. This is really important. Don't skimp out on you. You're the asset. Number 5, mentors and masterminds. I've learned in my life that a mentor is a priceless thing. A mentor is a priceless thing. And I got to tell you, let me ask you a question. What would you rather have? Okay, I'm going to give you the first one. This is number 1. And I'll give you the second one as a number 2. So you'll put 1 or 2 into the chat, okay? Would you rather have a mentor that became a close personal friend, that spent personal time with you, maybe came to your house, molded you, challenged you, took you to lunch, took you to breakfast, hung out with you, helped you get better? Or 2, a virtual mentor that you never met, but they gave you great information? What would you rather have, 1 or 2? Almost all ones. Almost all ones. Now, let me tell you a secret about mentors. And the millionaires that you know would agree with this secret. A virtual mentor is better. Way better. And I'll tell you why. Jim Rohn was my biggest mentor in my life. He helped me so much. He's passed away 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah, about 10 years ago. But Jim Rohn was amazing. And imagine Jim Rohn was a close personal friend of the family, and he agreed to come to my house when I was in my 20s, starting off in network marketing, and he had this course called The Challenge to Succeed. And he agreed to come to the house and give me personally the challenge to succeed. I'd sit on the couch and I'd take notes, and he'd give me the presentation. And then he gave me his phone number. I could call him from time to time if I got stuck. Fantastic, unbelievable. Would Jim Rohn come back and give that course to me the next day again? Yes or no? Nod your head or shake your head. Would he come back the next day and give me the same 3 hours again? Nope. What about once a week? Would he do it once a week? Let's say he was really close friends with the family. Nope. Once a month? Nope. Once a year? No. He gave it to me. And I was what I was at that moment. I was able to absorb what I could absorb in that moment. But that was all I got. Here was what happened to me in real life. I didn't know Jim Rohn. I was a struggling young man. But I bought his audio program called The Challenge to Succeed. And I listened to that audio program 1,000 times. It was 3 hours long. So I got 3,000 hours of Mr. Rohn into my brain. Every time I listened to it, I heard something else. I heard something I didn't hear before. 3,000 hours minimum. Which one was more valuable? Jim Rohn coming to my house and being my friend, or Jim Rohn being my mentor and giving me 3,000 hours of him without him even realizing he was my mentor? Now, which one would you want? Him coming to your house, number one, or him being a virtual mentor, number two? Yes, I will tell you, but my greatest mentors were people that I'd never met. Some of my greatest mentors. Now, I ultimately met Jim Rohn and we became friends, but Tony Robbins was a mentor. Elon Musk is a mentor. He doesn't know it. Jeff Bezos is a mentor. He doesn't know it. Tony Robbins is a mentor. We're friends, but he was a mentor to me for 15 years before he even knew I existed. Virtual mentors are priceless. So find yourself somebody that you can learn from, that you can grow with, that you can absorb their information, that you can take advantage of what technology can do virtually instead of having to count on somebody coming to your house and rescuing you. You can be actively involved in your own rescue. You don't need anybody else. So create a group of mentors that are going to direct you into your future. Og Mandino, yes, Claire says. Og Mandino. He was a huge mentor of mine, and then we became friends. Crazy. You'll attract your mentors, but my friendship was nice. His information as a virtual mentor was life-changing. That's the difference. So I said mentors and masterminds. Mentors are, you can create a group of people that will guide you and direct you in your network marketing journey to save time, to move forward more efficiently. They're like a literal time machine. You engage with this mentor and you become 3 years smarter without being 3 years older. They're literally like a cheat. They're like a shortcut. So mentors, number one. Masterminds, number two. What do I mean by that? Your environment again. Surround yourself with people that are going in the same direction as you. Surround yourself with people that have the same dreams as you. Surround yourself with people that are more successful than you. They will pull you up. So create your own mastermind. For this weekend, we are a mastermind together, sharing ideas, learning and growing. So mentors and masterminds. Number 6, speed. Speed. Speed is a key. Slow and steady does not win the race. Not for an entrepreneur. Slow and steady will starve you to death. You need to add speed to your network marketing business. Speed in making a decision. Speed in getting something done. Speed in recruiting faster. Speed in getting to a rank faster. Create velocity within your organization. Have your organization be known for speed. Let's do it. Let's sell out our company's next convention. Let's get the people in our organization to the first rank. Let's qualify them for fast start. Michelle Santa Maria says I speak too fast. Sorry, I get excited. If you think I speak too fast, wait till you get some of the other people coming up. Here's the thing. Speed. Speed. The big myth. I'd rather be the turtle than the rabbit. Not in network marketing. You know, people say, well, you can't beat somebody that won't quit. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If somebody's just like doing this is what they're, inch by inch, it's a cinch. You know, I'm going to get to success. Slow and steady wins the race. You know, I don't need to be fast. I just need to stay involved. You know how many people I've known over the course of my life that they're like 5 years into their network marketing journey and they're like, I'm still here. I'm still alive. They haven't rank advanced in forever. They haven't recruited anybody in forever. They haven't added new customers in forever. And they think by hanging around, it's going to create success for them. You've got to put some speed into your business. Recruit 20 people in 30 days. Go on a 90-day run. Those 20 and 30s and 90-day runs changed my life. I'm going to teach you tomorrow why to do a 90-day run and how exactly to do a 90-day run to change your life. Who's ready to change your life? Show me some hands. Let me see. You ready? All right, and number 7. Number 7. You know, number 1, environment. Number 2, skills. Number 3, adapt to change quickly. Number 4, self-investment. Number 5, mentors and masterminds. Number 6, speed. And number 7, ready? Obsession. Obsession. Show me anybody who's ever done anything great without having a level of obsession about accomplishing that goal. And I'm not saying obsession in terms of full time. I'm saying obsession in the time you have. You have 2 hours a day, you're obsessed in those 2 hours. You're dreaming about it, you're thinking about it. When you're having lunch, you're thinking about it. You're obsessing about it, you're focused about it. Steve Martin wrote this great book called Born Standing Up. He said, if you want to be a comedian, your friends need to be comedians. You need to be writing jokes every single day. You need to be performing for all your friends. You need to be thinking about it during lunch, and you need to be thinking about it when you're having a cup of coffee. It needs to consume your brain. That's what I'm talking about. When this starts to consume your brain, you'll go from stage 1 to stage 2. You'll go from stage 2 to stage 3. But I will tell you right now, greatness requires a level of obsession. Show me anyone in the world that's done something great without a level of obsession around what they want to do. I don't believe you can show me that person. So think about, what is your level of obsession right now? Totally obsessed, 100? Not at all, a 1? What are you on a scale of 1 to 100? Put it into the chat. What are you? And could it improve? Show me some hands if it could go up. We let life get in the way. We let this stuff start to mess with us. So those are 7 keys. We're going to be talking a lot about this, about decision, about acceleration, right? About how to think bigger and equip you to actually not just think bigger, Gwendolyn, not just think bigger, David, but to go do it. Christian, we can make it happen. Adriana, this is your time. This is your moment. This is your situation. You don't have to play small anymore. You don't have to live in the excuses anymore, and you don't have to beat yourself up anymore. Here's what I want you to think about right now. This event is about ripping a new page. What has happened prior to today was only meant as an education. It wasn't meant as a stick to beat yourself over the head with, over all the things that you didn't do. I want you to forgive yourself for any lack of action, for any lack of courage, for any lack of rank or any lack of income. Let go of all that stuff right now. We're going to rip a new page. Today is a new day, and we're going to build you from scratch over the course of these 3 days. And when you're done, when we're done with this, you're going to be able to go out into the world totally self-reliant to be able to go achieve what you're meant to achieve. So I want to say this, and hear me when I say this. I'm proud of each and every one of you for making the decision to become an entrepreneur. I'm even more proud of you for making the decision to do so in network marketing. And I'm proud of you for investing in you by being here for these 3 days. Plug in. It's going to be epic. And